Hello, my friends. Today's video is about love addiction and self-sabotage and how the two go together. Let's heal this. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new, please click the little subscribe button and the bell to get notifications when I release new videos. And if you've been with me for a while, thank you so much and welcome back. I just want to mention the little join button right there, that is to become a YouTube membership member. Today, we're going to jump into the subject of love addiction and self-sabotage. I might also remind you of my disclaimer that's on my website. I am not a doctor. I'm not a licensed therapist. I am, in fact, a coach and healer. So, along those lines, I share information based on a deeper understanding that I've gone through or I've had insight about. And so you can take it or leave it. If it works for you, please apply it. If it doesn't, leave it there. And so today I want to talk about love addiction in the way that I define it is someone who leaves parts of themselves to find their identity or their power or their sense of self in a relationship. And that is, the relationship becomes the band-aid, right? Whatever you want to call it, that's kind of the closest definition that I have for it. A lot of people call this codependency as well, which goes kind of together because they're both a lack of self-love and a lack of feeling of true identity and worth within. So we project it onto another, and when that other person leaves or something happens to that relationship, we run to find another one to really heal that wound with a band-aid. But really what's underneath that love addiction wound is a missing sense of self, a missing sense of positive self-image or empowerment. And so we look to the other person, we project it onto another because we have not yet owned it in ourselves. So we are constantly addicted to this love relationship, right? I go deeper into that in a lot of my courses. So if you want more information on that, please go to my website, which is below, CandaceVanDell.com. But for the point of this video, I want to just kind of cliff note it and say that if you find yourself in a pattern of always finding a sense of self or confidence in another, or you're always kind of running to that relationship or that sexual dynamic, right? A lot of people say it can be sex addiction. I like to really go towards the love addiction because I'm really talking about an addiction to just being in a relationship, to finding that guy to save you or that girl to save you, right? Because men and women can both have this. And one of the reasons it never works, that self-sabotage dynamic, one of the reasons it never works is because when we truly find love, we sabotage that love. Or when we find these relationships, we're always messing it up. Why do we do that? There's a very specific reason. When I look at inner child work that I love to do, and I look at inner wounds, emotional wounds, the inner child inside you refuses to allow you to love someone else more than you love yourself. Take that in. It's not self-sabotage because you hate yourself or you don't think you deserve it. It's actually a form of sabotage because your inner child knows better than you. That's the wise one inside, the wise guide inside. It knows better than you. Your inner child refuses to allow any relationship to take priority over the one you have with your own inner child. And until you heal those inner child wounds, you will constantly attract unavailable partners, or you attract relationships that you sabotage. And then you'll keep looking for another relationship. But the real relationship you need to be looking to is the one you have with you, or lack thereof. That inner child healing that you're trying to band-aid with these relationships and this love addiction will never be healed through another. Thank God. Because then you'd always be dependent on that. And then you'd always be sort of in this up and down emotional roller coaster of your conditions because they can always change. And so you're always in this fear mode. The way we get really solid in ourselves is by doing that hard inner work to love ourselves deeply and completely before we ever try to navigate a relationship with another. Can you do it simultaneously while you're in a relationship? Yes, I have actually seen that happen. In fact, I'm one of those stories. You can heal your inner child if you're in a very loving, very understanding, patient relationship where you're being totally authentic about your inner wounds. When I met my husband 9 years ago, I was doing the inner child work and I said to him, hey, I'm a self-sabotager. Try not to sabotage this relationship, but by outing myself about my relationship sabotage, I never sabotaged that one. Because my partner simply said, why would you do that? Let's talk about that. Let's not let that happen. Why don't you tell me when you have that trigger instead of doing that thing? You can find a partner who is understanding and patient and allows you to be your authentic you, not your perfect version of you, right? You have to be courageous and willing to show up as you are, not as you think you should be or not as you wish you were, but as you are. Getting real about how you feel is how you heal this dynamic. So I want to mention that to you guys. I have offerings, of course, to help you do that further. They're all in the links below in the subject. I am doing my inner work group coaching every other Thursday. You can check that out. I am also doing my emotional rehab program right now. We are filling it up right now for enrollment for our July 1st class. So when you do that course, by the way, emotional rehab, people have often asked me, so I'm just going to put it in this video, what is the benefit and why is it different than others? I have amazing testimonials on my sales page, so you can check that out. But also the reason is that there's also a supportive community where you can just be who you truly are. And I'm hosting that community every single week while you're doing the course. And in fact, for the entire year, you can stay in that community because it's my gift to you during all the things that we're going on right now in our world. I believe community and support is really important. So I'm allowing you to stay in that group for the whole entire year. And I'm there every single week. So that is one of the benefits. The other benefit is learning how to be with your emotion and learning how to really reclaim your authenticity without fear and shame. So check that group out if you're interested. It's below. And for my weekly support group, my highly sensitive support group is called Truth Room Tribe. It is also down there. I hope you guys check out those links. I hope you share this video with anyone who you think it could help. I love you so much, and I will see you next week.